A man accused of murdering a Denton College student gets his day in court.
Don't mess with Texas. Volunteers work to keep the roads clean.
All paws on deck. One police department is looking to add furry felines to their ranks.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Tori Thomas.
And I'm Drake Lawson. Testimony started today in the trial for a man accused of killing a TWU student. Prosecutors hope to convict Charles Dean Bryant for the murder of nursing student Jackie Vandergriff. A story we here at NTTV have covered since the news first broke in September of 2016. Here's NTTV's Blake Holland.
Hello everyone, my name is Jacqueline Vandergriff, but friends call me Jackie.
In a video posted on YouTube this summer, Jackie Vandergriff introduces herself to classmates in an online college course.
I realized the importance of nutrition and just overall health and decided that this is what I was going to study.
She studied nutrition at Texas Woman's University and was hoping to make a career in the field of corporate wellness.
Yeah, you don't ever think something like this could happen to somebody you know.
Friends like Olivia Reyes, who recently started living with Jackie, were shocked to hear the news this week that a body found burned and mutilated last Wednesday in Grapevine had been identified as Jackie.
Disbelief. I was really shocked. It's really difficult news to process, and I'm still going through that process right now, but it's upsetting.
On Sunday, police arrested this man, 30-year-old Charles Bryant, on a charge of capital murder. Surveillance video shows the pair at a Denton bar just hours before her body was found. Cell phone records also show the two traveled from the bar to Bryant's Haslett home. A purse belonging to Vandergriff was found by police in a trash can at the home on Sunday. And in the hours before Vandergriff's body was found, Bryant is seen purchasing a shovel at an area Walmart, matching up with evidence in his backyard that someone had tried to dig a hole. Despite the large amount of evidence, those who knew Vandergriff were still left with questions into the murder of a selfless friend who they say did not deserve this.
Something like this should never happen.
Tonight, NTTV's Victoria Lara is live outside the bar that Vandergriff and Bryant were last seen at. She joins us with more on what happened today in court. Victoria?
Thanks, Drake. Testimony began earlier today in the trial for a man accused of killing a Texas Women's University student. Now I'm here at Shots and Crafts, the bar where Jackie Vandergriff was last seen alive with 31-year-old Charles Bryant. Bryant faces a murder charge, but his attorney argues that he's not guilty of murder at all, but that he is guilty of tampering with evidence. His attorney also argues that Vandergriff died during, and I quote, consensual kinky sex. There's a surveillance video that shows Bryant went to a Walmart early that same morning to purchase a shovel with plans of burying her body. The trial resumed earlier today at 2 p.m. and we'll keep you updated with that. Reporting live in Denton, Victoria Lara, NTTV Nightly News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Victoria. Authorities in Collin County are releasing more information today after two bodies were found at a home in the town of Lucas last night. Police were called to the house around 5:45 in the evening where they found 58-year-old Donald Zrini had hanged himself after strangling his 26-year-old daughter. Amanda Donald Zrini was a former Lucas City Council member, but resigned in 2010, along with the mayor and the city manager, following allegations that some elected officials had been interfering with city staffers. Police have not yet clarified who originally called 911. Fort Worth police are investigating the deaths of a mother and daughter found dead Friday afternoon. Paige Terrell Lawyer is being held at Rutherford County Jail in Tennessee as a suspect for the murder of 30-year-old Atishwa Womack and her elementary school-aged daughter. Jail records indicate Lawyer was held by police in Fort Worth on Friday as part of the investigation. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram reports Lawyer and Womack previously dated and he was charged with assaulting her. Jail records don't indicate whether Lawyer has an attorney, and it is not clear when Lawyer might be extradited to Texas. It is definitely springtime in Texas. One day it's 80 degrees and the next it's 30.
It is. I'm having such a hard time trying to figure out what to wear, Drake. Let's go check in with our weather anchor, Ashley Pickle, who's here to help us. How's the weather, Ash?
Well, Tori, I had to dive into those boxes of winter clothes this past weekend, but hopefully this time I can officially put them away for good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current conditions here in Denton right now. You'll see partly cloudy skies outside. It is 66 degrees, a 9-mile-per-hour wind coming out of the northeast, making it feel like it's about 64. Now moving on into tonight, that cloud coverage clears up. Beautiful skies tonight. You will reach a low of 40 degrees. That 8-mile-per-hour wind coming out of the northeast still will make it feel like it's about 37. And then moving on into tomorrow morning, this is looking at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, cloud coverage completely moves out. Beautiful sunshine here tomorrow morning. It'll be about 47 degrees. That wind changing directions just coming out of the north at 8 miles per hour, feeling like it's about 37. So like I said, guys, hopefully no more of that extremely cold temperatures we experienced this weekend, but I'll have more for you about those warmer temperatures coming up in your full forecast. Tori, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. With the midterm elections just months away, Democrats are hoping for a blue wave to wash over Texas. NTTV's Daniela Ibarra has more.
On Saturday afternoon, dozens of DFW area Democrats braved the cold in support of their candidates. They're hoping for a blue wave to wash over the state.
We're going to turn Denton County and Texas and the United States blue come November.
Although the temperatures were dropping during the speeches, the campaign trail is just heating up, especially among the Democratic gubernatorial candidates.
This is the new Texas, and we need to start paying attention to all of us.
Former Dallas County Sheriff Lupe Valdez is facing off against Houston entrepreneur Andrew White. And although the runoffs are just over a month away, Governor Abbott says he's ready to face Valdez in November.
I'm ready. I'm ready to try and bring the new Texas. I'm ready to try and make some changes. And he can get started on it, and I can too.
I was laughing because I think it's obvious that Governor Abbott wants to run against Lupe Valdez. And he's now trying to position it so that he can run against Lupe Valdez. He doesn't want to run against me, and I know why, because I have the best chance of beating him in November.
The last Democratic governor was Ann Richards in 1991, and before that, it was Mark White, Andrew White's father. Daniela Ibarra, NTTV News.
Valdez and White will face off in the runoff election, which is set for May 22nd.
Developing tonight, earlier today, the FBI raided the office of Michael Cohen, who is a personal lawyer and confidant of President Donald Trump. Authorities seized documents with information related to Stormy Daniels, who alleges she had an affair with Trump in 2006. That the White House has denied. A source briefed on the search told Times that the FBI also seized emails, tax documents, and business records, including communications between Trump and Cohen. Stephen Ryan, a lawyer for Cohen, made a statement that said federal prosecutors told him the search stemmed partially from a referral by the Office of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. He claims the search was unnecessary seizure of protected attorney-client communications between lawyer and his clients. He claims it to be wrong because Mr. Cohen cooperated completely with all government entities, including providing thousands of non-privileged documents to Congress and setting for depositions under oath. The special counsel's office declined to comment on the searches.
Coming up, enhancing security troops are making their way to the Mexican border.
And SGA elections are officially underway. We'll show you how you can cast your ballot. Stay with us.
Tonight, along the Texas Gulf Coast, utter devastation. Harvey barreled ashore overnight, packing 130-mile-an-hour winds, blinding sheets of rain, and the treacherous storm surge.
Harvey can't mess with Texas. So donate now to help make Texas whole again.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Families are saying their goodbyes to hundreds of National Guard troops who are heading to the U.S.-Mexico border. Camelia Bernal is on the Texas-Mexico border with a closer look.
Agents patrolling the border on the ground, in the air, and on water. And now the National Guard troops are joining the effort. Today in Texas alone, 250 members will be sent to the U.S.-Mexico border. The Secretary of Defense signed an order last week for up to 4,000 National Guard personnel to support agents on the border.
This is about saving American lives, saving our Border Patrol agents' lives so they don't get assaulted, so they don't get killed, so they don't get injured.
President Trump ordered the military to secure the border until his promised border wall is built. Both President Bush and Obama sent troops to the border during their terms, though the moves were criticized as costly and of limited effectiveness. President Trump's order comes as a caravan of Central American migrants seeking asylum moves closer to the United States through Mexico. But the move is raising concerns for some law enforcement officials, saying it's a waste of resources.
We're missing drones, we're missing the sensors, we're missing all those technology that could, be deployed and better secure the border.
Others are welcoming the support.
I think somebody coming down here and helping out the Border Patrol and all that, I think will really help.
U.S. troops will not be able to enforce immigration laws. Instead, the Guard will serve in support roles like training and construction.
Many troops were already deployed and are now on the ground to support Border Patrol agents, while our thousands are still on the way. And this just in, Governor Abbott says he will boost the number of troops along the border to at least 1,000.
President Trump is strongly condemning what he calls an atrocious chemical weapons attack in Syria. Trump says there's not much doubt, despite its denial, that Syria's military carried out the attack. He addressed the situation during a cabinet meeting at the White House this afternoon.
I'd like to begin by condemning the heinous attack on innocent Syrians with banned chemical weapons. It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that, as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images.
Saturday night's attack killed at least 60 civilians, many of whom were children. Trump said a decision on U.S. action would be made over the next 24 to 48 hours.
While it did feel a bit like winter instead of spring this weekend, folks in Chicago had it much worse than we did. The Chicago Cubs postponed their opener today due to several inches of snow. Crews used shovels, tarps, and even leaf blowers to try and clear the field. The Cubs will now take on Pittsburgh tomorrow afternoon. Forecasters expect more snowfall this evening in the Windy City. Well, Drake, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some summertime temperatures.
Yeah, me too, Tori. That winter blast was not what I wanted at this time of year. Let's go to Ashley Pickle for a full look at our forecast and hopefully warmer temperatures. Ash?
Well, Drake and Tori, I'll tell you what, after seeing that video from Chicago and the amount of snow they got, I feel like a big wimp for complaining about that cold front that moved in last weekend. But I'll tell you what, these Texas temperatures, this is way more what I'm accustomed to and what I like. To make my point, too, beautiful spring temperatures all the way across the state. Denton and Houston, both at 66 degrees. Not often do we see those two being so similar like that. Our low for the day up in Amarillo at just 60 degrees. And then El Paso, a little bit more intense there, high of 82. But bringing it in closer to home here across the Metroplex, you'll see not much variation at all. 5 degrees to be exact. You've got Denton, McKinney, Sherman, Gainesville, Graham, even Sulphur Springs right back here, all at 66 degrees. Our high for the day in Fort Worth and Dallas at 68. But bringing it here to Denton for our 7-day forecast, you'll see, like I said earlier in the first look, Clouds will move away into tonight, making sunny skies tomorrow morning. Beautiful 69 degrees as your high, low of 45. And then moving in to the remainder of your week, you'll see the cloud coverage starts to pick back up Wednesday through Friday, and those temperatures start to rise a little bit more. You'll see Wednesday high of 80, low of 60, Thursday high of 84, low of 68. Friday switches just a hair. You've got that high of 82 degrees, but moving on into the night, Friday night, you'll see that there is a 25% chance of showers to move in on Friday, bringing in that little bit of colder weather, low of 48, that will continue on into the remainder of your weekend. Cloud coverage goes away, so sunny skies on Saturday and Sunday, but a little bit of those cooler temperatures, and then moving back into your work week on Monday. Again, no clouds in the sky, and the temperatures start to rise again. So high of 74, low of 57. So guys, like you said earlier, spring all over the place, but it looks like we're starting to central around those spring temperatures. Back to you at the desk.
Voting kicked off today for UNT SGA positions, including presidential and senatorial candidates. In the presidential race, Muhammad Kara and his running mate Dominic Thomas are facing off against Misaki Collins and Ipi Adahukon. Students say voting in this election is an important part of being involved in the UNT community.
I feel like it's our civic duty. We're all at college, we're able to vote in real elections, but I feel like the one step to the real world elections is to vote and have a voice on your campus. Because if you're able to change things here, then you can make a bigger change out there as well.
To cast your ballot, head on over to UNT OrgSync homepage. In the search bar at the top of the page, type in UNT voting booth. Now you can follow along with the instructions on the voting booth page. Find your college under the sections depending if you're an undergraduate or a graduate student. Once you have found your college, you can then begin the form. For additional information about SGA or the voting process, visit sga.unt.edu. The easiest way to make a difference is by voting, so make your voice heard and get out and vote. Tori, back to you at the desk.
Thank you. Student Employment Week is underway on the campus of North Texas. Today is Make It Known Monday. Departments will be creating larger-than-life thank you notes to honor their students' workers. The celebration continues all week, culminating in the Student Employee of the Year reception on Thursday. One student will be honored as the Employee of the Year and become eligible to receive $1,000 from the National Student Employee Association.
Here at UNT, another distinguished lecturer is speaking to students tonight.
NTTV's Courtney Wilson is live on campus with more on the speaker and when it's taking place. Courtney?
Thank you, Drake and Tori. I am outside of the Coliseum where Jane Goodall, a renowned primatologist, will be speaking to UNT students. This event begins at 7 and is a part of UNT's Distinguished Lecture Series. This series brings noted speakers to campus each year to provide the UNT community with different perspectives and topics of thought. Now, this year's series headliner is Jane Goodall. Goodall is well known for her 50 years worth of studying chimpanzees. Today she travels the world and speaks at many events about her studies. Tonight she will be informing the community about the threats facing chimpanzees and the environment. General admission is $20, but for students it is for free. Now it's not too late to come on out and take part in this special event. Drake and Tori, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Courtney. Still ahead, Apple announces a special edition of the iPhone 8 for a special cause.
And reporting for duty, we'll tell you about one police department new furry recruits. Stay with us.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The Don't Mess with Texas Trash Off took place over the weekend as people from around the Metroplex spent their Saturday morning cleaning up the community.
Morning. All right.
Hundreds gathered outside of Louisville High School this past Saturday as a DFW affiliate for the Don't Mess with Texas Trash Off event. So what is the importance of keeping your city clean?
It's great to live in a community that doesn't have trash spread around, and I think it shows the people that drive through that we have pride in our city, and it makes it look better for visitors.
It's where you live, it's where you work, it's where you play.
Volunteer events happen all throughout the year. So how can these events get more of a turnout?
Well, we could probably get more people to volunteer if it wasn't 35 degrees out here today, but
to increase your social media. That way people know what's going on.
Of the hundreds of volunteers that showed up this past Saturday, students were the main group involved.
so I love to see that they're volunteering their time, and this is something that they're going to pass down, you know, and something that'll hopefully create a lifelong passion for them to help their community.
It is fantastic. It is the best feeling to know that what you're doing is making it to the next generation and that they will continue that legacy on.
At 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning in 30-degree weather, it raises the question, is it worth it?
Absolutely, we're all still here, so it's a great thing to do, and it's exciting to see, even with the cold weather, that we still have several hundred people here picking up trash.
And if you did not get the chance to make it out this weekend, don't worry. You can go online to ktb.org and join a Don't Mess with Texas cleanup in your community or start one of your own.
Thanks, Tori. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is in Washington, D.C. this week to answer questions from Congress relating to the company's user data controversy. The social network has recently been accused of sharing information about tens of millions of voters with the London-based research firm Cambridge Analytica. President Trump's economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, didn't seem confident the billionaire mogul will be showing much candor in the hearings.
Is he going to behave like an adult as a major corporate leader, or give me this phony baloney? What is it, hoodies and dungarees, and what is that kind of signal cell?
Zuckerberg will testify before the Senate Commerce and Judiciary Committee. Hearings are set to begin tomorrow and last through Wednesday. And if you're Team iPhone and are getting bored with your phone being the same old color, Apple has unveiled its special edition iPhone 8 and 8 Plus with a red and aluminum body. But it's not just the color that's important. The release is part of a partnership with the nonprofit Red that works to fight HIV in Africa. A portion of the proceeds go to Global Fund HIV/AIDS grants for testing, treatment, and prevention. Apple already donated more than $160 million to the Global Fund since first partnering with Red. The new iPhones are available for online order in select countries on Tuesday and hit stores Friday.
Opening statements for Bill Cosby's sexual assault retrial began earlier today in Pennsylvania. The retrial comes after Cosby's original trial ended in a hung jury and was declared a mistrial. The case pits Cosby's word against the word of Andrea Constant, who says Cosby sexually assaulted her back in 2004 in his Philadelphia home. Cosby was met at the courthouse this morning by protests from a topless woman who charged at him with women's names across her chest.
Well, even though the weather wasn't the best this weekend, it was still an awesome weekend for sports.
Well, I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure our sports anchor Jack Buckmeyer knows more.
Yeah, guys, you are right. It was a busy weekend in the DFW area for sports. We'll have more on that after the break.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things. 2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks. Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Patrick Reed won the 2018 Masters Championship yesterday afternoon, holding off both Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth. Reed took the lead on day 2 and never looked back. Reed finished the tournament 15 under, and the victory was his first major win. Spieth almost completed a comeback for the ages, shooting a 64 on Sunday, which was one shot shy of the course record 63. However, a bogey on the last hole ended the comeback effort. Tiger Woods tied for 32nd in his return. It was his first major since the 2015 PGA Championship. And Kyle Busch won the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 on Sunday at Texas Motor Speedway. Busch led for a race-high 116 laps, including the final 30, to capture the win against the red-hot Kevin Harvick. Harvick, who has already won 3 times this year, just simply couldn't keep up with Busch and finished in a close second. This was Busch's first win of the year, and it is almost certain he makes the playoffs. The win was the 3rd time that Busch has won the race and is his 44th total Cup race victory. And the Texas Rangers lost another tough one yesterday afternoon, 7-4 against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays pounced on Rangers pitcher Cole Hamels early by scoring 4 runs in the first inning alone. The Rangers offense came alive late in the game, but it was too little too late. With this loss, the Rangers dropped another series to open up the year. The Rangers have lost 2 out of their first 3 series and are already 4.5 games behind the division-leading Houston Astros. The Rangers look to bounce back tonight as they take on the Los Angeles Angels at 7:05. And North Texas softball coach Tracy Key became the 32nd active coach to reach 800 career wins as the Mean Green swept Saturday afternoon's doubleheader against Mississippi Valley State. In Game 1 of the doubleheader, Maria Priest earned the win pitching a complete Game 2 hitter. Lindsey Gregory hit a base-clearing double in the 5th inning, which sealed the Game 1 victory. In Game 2, thanks to a 2-out rally, the Mean Green were able to beat the Devilettes. North Texas returns home to host Organ Donor Awareness Night against Houston Baptist at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jack. Many police departments have canine units, but officers in Troy, Michigan want to add felines to their ranks. They started looking into what they call candidates of the first police feline. This comes after the department tweeted last month that it would get a cat if they reached 10,000 followers by April. Officers say this is a way to show their human side. The event was the first round of selection for a job in the department, but even if they don't get recruited into the line of duty, the kittens will be up for adoption.
Well, I guess you could say those cats are good at catching the perpetrator.
Good one, Drake.
I don't know. They're so cute. I don't think I could take them seriously.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I'm more of a man's best friend type guy, so I'm gonna have to stick with dogs.
The canine units, definitely. Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.